And joining me now is Daily News Giants beat writer Ebenezer Samuel and Jets reporter with WFAN, Chris Lepresti. Guys, thanks so much for coming in and having this conversation. But I want to start things off with the Combine. You mentioned this week on radio. How much can a team learn from the Combine through the measurables and the interviews, and can their mind be changed about a player in the Combine?
I think the measurables is just kind of them getting to confirm some things that they've seen on tape. Maybe they're wondering, oh, I think this guy might run this, he might bench this, let me see how big his hands are, how tall he is. Those are the things that they get them all in one spot. They can jot it down on their notepads and make their index cards and keep their log of what's going on. But to me, the most important part has got to be the interviews. And that's the part that we on the outside don't get a chance to see. You know, we're not watching that on NFL Network. We're not reading about the reviews of that online after the fact. It's, you know, the organizations, the scouts, the GMs have put in months and months of work on this to watch guys on film and try and get a feel for what kind of player they are. But it's obviously very important when you're going to be making this kind of investment to find out what kind of person they are, and that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, I mean, you want to identify red flags, right? That's ultimately what it is. I mean, but we have seen guys who have had red flags in college that have been able to mature and overcome them at the NFL level, and other guys, like, say, maybe a Johnny Manziel, who haven't been able to take that step.
Yeah, and that's become the tricky part of this entire process is just figuring out the character. Because a guy like Noah Spence, you know, he checks all the boxes. Maybe he's a great prospect, but you just don't know about a guy's character. I had and one interview, even this Combine interview, doesn't really always do it. I actually got a text this morning from a scouting friend of mine, and you know, he said, yeah, the kid interviewed great, but I still don't trust his character. It's this whole process. It's going to be bringing these guys into team facilities, and it's a lot about just figuring out character.
And Noah Spence is the outside linebacker. Used to play at Ohio State. When he was kicked off for drug-related issues, he said he was addicted to ecstasy, goes to Eastern Kentucky, and he blows it up more or less at Eastern Kentucky. He looks like a top 10 pick, but again, with a lot of question marks. But I'm glad you brought up the outside linebacker and the pass rusher, because I feel like that's the one thing where the Jets and the Giants are conjoined, if you will. They're both looking for a way to get to the quarterback. They say the two most important positions in the NFL are the quarterback and the guy who can get to the quarterback, but the Jets and the Giants have always seemingly had different ways to get to the quarterback. The Giants, they seem to like to go with defensive ends. They really like to bolster their defensive line. So from a Giants standpoint, do you think that their best attempt to bolster that D-line is through free agency or what they're going to see in the draft?
I think it could go either way, but it's probably going to veer a little bit more towards the draft just because of the players who are available. A lot of the top, you know, you talk about top potential free agent pass rushers, and you talk about a guy like Von Miller who's going to be off the market. There's a drop-off. You know, you're going to have guys like Tom Bahali who are available, or potentially available, but they really, you know, Tom Bahali is a guy you're maybe trying to finish your team out with, where he's, you know, 32 years old, he's been around, he doesn't have a lot of years left. So, you know, then you look at the draft and you can get a Noah Spence or, you know, a Joey Bosa or, you know, a Shaq Lawson. Those are guys who you can build around for the future. The Giants are far off. They need a young guy like that.
And more controllable, too, financially. I mean, Olivier Vernon of the Miami Dolphins is an outstanding pass-rushing defensive end, but he's going to cost money. And the Jets are kind of in that same position here, too, right? But now it's more identifying outside linebacker.
Yeah, they need that edge presence, because we know all about the defensive line. Whatever happens with Muhammad Wilkerson and with Damon Harrison, Sheldon Richardson, Leonard Williams are still there. They're stacked up front. They need that speed guy coming off the edge. They played last year with Copels and Calvin Pace on the edge, and those guys aren't really, you know, instilling a lot of fear in opposing offensive tackles. But the challenge for Mike Maccagnan this winter, you know, last year when he took the job, we talked about, well, he's got all this money to spend. Let's see how he goes out and does it. And he sort of rebuilt that secondary. This year, it's much more of a challenge because they're not really going to be able to sink deep into that free agent pool and bring in the big-ticket free agent guys. So picking at 20, is there going to be someone there in the first round that makes sense? We talked about Noah Spence and the question marks already. I don't know. To me, it might be someone more in a day 2 pick, a second or a third rounder. I don't know that immediate impact guy is there for them, but that's certainly what they need to be looking for.
One of the types of players that the Jets have always been longing for is a game breaker. They just don't have the game breaker. They tried that with Chris Johnson. That didn't really work out. But when you see some of the guys that are available at running back this year, I don't know if I want to throw Spiller in there, but you know, you've got Forte and Lamar Miller. Do you see the Jets trying to go and get a game breaker on the offensive side?
I mean, they'd love to have it. Who wouldn't? But you know,
affordably
is again again, I'm going to keep coming. That's the theme for this with the Jets. It's, cost conscious right now for them. It's just the nature of the salary cap league. But I think they'd love to get their hands on a Lamar Miller. But again, are they going to be able to afford it, A? And B, it sounds like the Dolphins have some interest in perhaps bringing him back. And more importantly, the Jets have their 2 incumbent running backs from last year that are free agents. Does Chris Ivory come back? He's not really a game breaker. A lot of wear on the tires now at this point of his career. I think maybe they're starting to think they move on from him. But Bilal Powell, I think, is a guy that came on late in the season. Not a game breaker, but a versatile guy that can be a contributor as a runner and a passer. Again, going back to the draft, I think Mike Maccagnan, and he's made this clear, don't overlook the fact that I spent a lot of money in free agency last year. I still believe in building through the draft. I think they'd like to find a day 2, someone that can catch the ball out of the backfield and maybe find their impact running back through the draft.
And that's the right way to do it, too, is to build through the draft. And you look at the Giants' situation this whole offseason, they've got potentially $60 million worth of cap space, but you look at the guys we're talking about, the name, Lamar Miller going back to his club potentially, Asamele, the kid from, I really hate saying that.
You're really good at
nailed it twice, yeah.
The kid from the Ravens, potentially, the Ravens want to keep him. And a lot of the top-tier free agents are going to wind up re-signing with their clubs. And so you've got Jerry Reese with $60 million, and he's, we'd love to talk about or be able to throw out, Alshon Jeffrey potentially teaming with Odell Beckham, but he's going to wind up in Chicago. And a lot of the top free agents are going to wind up back at their teams, and Jerry Reese with $60 million is going to be left kind of shopping in, the tier 2 guys and the bargain bin a little bit.
And to me, it would surprise me to see either of these teams spend a high draft pick on a running back, because the life expectancy of a running back has certainly changed over the last handful of years, and their role has changed in the NFL over the past few years. In fact, it seems like the best mismatch right now in the NFL is at the tight end. And right now, the Jets are a team that have been tying for a tight end since, I don't know, take it back to Anthony Becht. I don't know, where do you go from Anthony Becht to Doug Jolly to Dustin Keller? Now you have Jason Morrow. Is that a position that the Jets and maybe the Giants need to maybe take a hard look at?
Yeah, I think in a perfect world, the Jets would love to upgrade there, and I think Todd Bowles kind of spoke to that a little bit out at the Combine this week. They got essentially nothing out of the tight end position in 2015, which to me makes it even more impressive that this was one of the most prolific offenses they've had in franchise history, and it speaks to the job that Ryan Fitzpatrick did building chemistry with Brandon Marshall and Eric Decker. Jeff Cumberland is a 0. I hate to say that. It's nothing against the guy personally. I don't understand why the Jets have held on this long with him through 2 different regimes now. Doesn't offer a lot. Kellen Davis came in as a blocking tight end, didn't offer a lot, was involved in one of the most forgettable plays of the season, or the one that the Jets would like to forget. So, Amaro's the wild card, and that's exactly what Mike Maccagnan called him at the end of the season when we had a chance to talk to him. You don't know, injury-wise, where is he going to come back? How does he assimilate in this offense? The Jets proved under Chan Gailey they can win and produce and move the ball without a tight end, but who wouldn't love to have a mismatch at tight end?
Well, Eli Manning has proven it doesn't matter who his tight end is. He's going to turn them into a star, and right now, it's Will Tye.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, you won 2007 with Kevin Boss, 2011 Jake Ballard, and so it's almost like, who cares about the tight end? That's the exact kind of attitude that Jerry Reese has almost shown to the position over the last couple of years.
Well, it's certainly going to be interesting to watch, and like I said, this is a critical time because March 9th is going to be the beginning of the free agency period. The draft is April 28th, but there never really is an off-season in the NFL. You guys have to be working 24/7 for 12 months out of the year. Ebenezer Samuel, Chris Lopresti, guys, thanks so much for all your insights. We're going to be pointing to you a lot this off-season. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.